Good morning, students. In this lecture, we will discuss next topic, that is barriers to effective listening. In our previous lecture, we discussed introduction to listening, types of listening, some tips to improve listening skills, and today we will discuss barriers to effective listening. So let's begin with our today's topic, barriers to effective listening. Personal relationships need effective listening skills to face complicated issues together. Personal relationships need effective listening skills to face complicated issues together. Business people and employees need effective listening skills to solve complex problems quickly and stay competitive. So, personal relationships and personal relationships, they need effective listening skills to face complicated or complex situations or issues together. The people who are related with business and employees who are working in any organization or company, they need to have effective listening skills which help them to solve their complex problems in a quick manner, and then they stay competitive. Students and professors needed to understand complex issues in their fields. So, students and professors, both of them need effective listening to understand issues which are complex or complicated. Thus, it is beneficial and we can understand and eliminate listening barriers that block deep, harmonious, and lasting relationships. To understand uh, the message or information in a good way, we need to eliminate or to do away with the barriers to effective listening. So, let's discuss barriers which are an obstruction in the way of effective listening. So, the very first one is environmental distractions. Environmental distractions. Environmental distractions are any cause that divided attention of an individual or group from the person, from the chosen object of attention onto the source of distraction. Environmental distractions are any cause that divide attention of an individual or group from the chosen object of attention onto the source of distraction. Means environmental distractions are such causes that divert the attention of any person or of group from the main topic to some other topic. It is the lack of ability to pay attention, lack of interest in the object of attention, or the great intensity, novelty, or attractiveness of something other than the object of attention. Environmental distractions, they occur due to lack of ability to pay attention, lack of ability in a person to pay attention to any topic or any message, lack of interest in any topic, or the great intensity or novelty or attractiveness of something other than the object of attention. So, due to these reasons, a person or a group doesn't pay attention to the main topic. Distractions come from both external sources and internal sources. So these type of environmental distractions, they come from both external and internal sources. External distractions can include electronic gadgets like personal computers or laptops, cellular phones, music players, television, portable gaming consoles, and etc. Internal distractions can be absent mindedness, lack of interest, lack of attention, etc. So, all these electronic gadgets like computers, laptops, phones, music players, television, portable gaming consoles, all these things are part of environmental distractions, means they divert a person's or a group's mind from main topic to something else. These external and internal distractions are the common barriers for effective listening. These external and internal distractions, these are common barriers for effective listening. They are basic, but most of us still forget these basic stuffs. These type of distractions are basic, but most of us still forget these basic stuffs that we can observe. It is common at home, in school, at work, or in the community. All these type of distractions are very common. They are very common at home, in school, at work, or in the community, because due to such electronic gadgets we show less interest in the main topic or in the main work. To eliminate this type of listening barriers when conversing with people, put yourself in a good environmental position without external and internal distractions. To do away with this type of listening barrier, when we converse, when we talk with people, we should put ourselves in good environmental position. There should be not any external or internal distraction. Take time to stop and give your full attention to the person you are talking to. We should pay full attention to the person we are talking to. It will not only help us understand the other person better, but also can create more meaningful and deeper relationship with them. So, in order to do away with this type of environmental listening barrier, when we talk to a group or with people, we should put ourselves in good environmental position. Our mind should not be distracted by any type of external or internal distractions. We should pay full attention to the person to whom we are talking to. So it will help us to understand another person in a better way. So, the very first barrier to effective listening is environmental distraction. Second is pride. Another type of listening barrier is our pride or ego. Pride or ego. In Punjabi, pride or ego means hankar. Most often, we let our pride or ego to take over the conversation. We think that we are already smart enough to even listen from other people. We think that we are better from other people, that we have nothing more to learn from them. According to this discussion, it becomes clear that sometimes we think or we feel that we are already very smart, or we already have knowledge regarding the topic. So we don't try to listen carefully to another person. So pride or ego is another type of listening barrier. When we close ourselves and stop listening to other people, we are doomed because we stop learning. So when we avoid listening to other people, it is our doom, it is our decay, because at that moment when we stop learning from other, at that moment when we try to avoid listening to another person, we stop learning. To eliminate this listening barrier, be more open minded to listen and learn from other people. You may learn more things if you open yourself and listen. You may learn more things if you open yourself and listen. So, we should not show our pride or ego. We should be open minded, and we should be ready to learn from other people. By doing so, we will learn more things if we remain open minded. But be mindful of selective listening. Remember that you don't have to agree with everything, but it is helpful if you at least consider listening. So, we should not show our pride or ego while listening to others. Next is assumptions. Human mind is mysterious and it can process a lot of information, especially in between conversation, even while the other party is still talking, which is why we have the tendency to interrupt, because we assume that we already know what the other is telling us. Such behavior is caused by another listening barrier called assumptions. So, whenever another person is talking to us and he is providing us information regarding anything, we start uh, making our own assumptions regarding that topic. We start feeling that we already know very much on that or regarding that topic. Assumptions are statements that are assumed to be true and from which a conclusion can be drawn. Quite often, when we make assumptions, we already create conclusion in our mind without any without even considering the thoughts and feelings of the other person. As such, you create more gap and unresolved problems. To resolve and eliminate this listening barrier, practice keeping an open mind and listen before you make any assumptions. So, we should not try to create our own assumptions, to make our own assumptions. We should be ready to listen to another person, to grab information regarding any topic provided by another person. So, to resolve and eliminate this listening barrier, we should be open minded and we have to be ready to listen before making any assumption. So, this is third type of barrier to listening, to effective listening, that is assumptions. Fourth one is close mindedness. Another listening barrier to effective conversation is close mindedness. Close mindedness is intolerant of the beliefs and opinions of others. Stubbornity, unrespective to new ideas. When we think that we all have the answer and that the things we know are always the right answers, then our mind will close for new ideas. When we think that we have the answer and know we already know the things about which we are being provided information, then the close mindedness occurs. In order to eliminate this listening barrier, strive to always keep an open mind for effective listening. So in order to get uh, to do away with this type of listening barrier, we have to be open minded to listen to others. Next is defensiveness. Last type of listening barrier is defensiveness, an attitude or position of defense. It's when we constantly protect ourselves from criticism, exposure of one's shortcomings, or other real or perceived threats to the ego. Defensiveness is a primal response to feelings attacked, threatened, misunderstood, or disrespected. This will normally result to never-ending argument, protest, denial and blaming. To eliminate this listening barrier, remember not to view comments and criticisms as personal attack. So defensiveness is another listening barrier. It means an attitude of defense when we try to protect ourselves from criticism or from exposure of our shortcomings, then comes defensiveness. So, to eliminate this listening barrier, we should remember not to view comments and criticisms as personal attack. Instead, we should use them as a tool for personal assessment. We should evaluate ourselves by looking at the comments and criticisms done by other people about us. We should use those comments and criticisms as a tool for personal evaluation, improvement, and growth. Most of the barriers listed above give us the tendency to interfere with the speaker. Interfering the speaker also means that we don't value what they're saying. So all these barriers, they make us ready with interference with the speaker. Interfering the speaker means that we don't value what they are saying, so it's a type of insult for the speaker. So students, these are barriers to effective listening. First one is environmental distractions, then pride, assumptions, close mindedness, and defensiveness. In order to be effective listener, we all have to eliminate all these barriers. So today we have completed this topic, barriers to effective listening. Tomorrow we will continue with our next lecture on some new topic. Thank you. Thank you very much.